On July 25th, days after the peak, one of the Barbault Basket's 6 aspects turns exact again. Neptune and Pluto, back on the same sextile, both at 4 degrees of their signs. The basket did not close. It opened a window that runs to the end of 2028, and I computed that window's full calendar from real astronomical data. 12 dates when the basket's own aspects turn exact again. 4 more when Jupiter swings back through. 2 eclipses. 3 planets standing still. 21 dated beats, and every one of them retouches the same 4 houses of your chart. Here is the schedule. Start with what does not move. 4 degrees of Leo, Gemini, Aries, and Aquarius each sit in one house of your chart. The same 4 houses from part 1, and they stay put for life. The sky keeps moving over them. Every date on this calendar is a knock on one or more of those 4 rooms. Maya keeps her 12th, 2nd, 5th, and 11th. You keep yours. So this is not a rerun of what the basket was. It is a schedule for where it goes next in your chart, dated to the day. Why would a separating pattern keep turning exact? Retrogrades. For close to half of every year, each outer planet appears to back up as Earth overtakes it on the inside. So, Neptune does not walk away from Pluto in a straight line. It slides forward, stops, slides back across the same degrees, and on each pass, the sextile clicks exact once more. Same for Uranus and both of its partners. A dispersing basket does not fade like a cord dying out. It rings again and again on dates you can compute years ahead. That is why a calendar exists to be written. August is the window's first loud month. On August 12th, a total solar eclipse lands at 20 degrees of Leo inside a basket sign, the eclipse with its own video on this channel. 16 days later, on August 28th, a lunar eclipse answers it. And look at the degree. The full moon sits at 4 degrees of Pisces, the basket's own number, square Uranus within a single degree. 2 eclipses in 1 month, 1 in a basket sign, 1 on the basket's degree, both inside the window. Then the stations. Saturn stands still on July 26th at 14 degrees of Aries and spends the rest of the year backing up. The retrograde already walks sign by sign on this channel until it stops again on December 10th. Venus joins on October 3rd, turning retrograde at 8 degrees of Scorpio. And between those two, on November 29th, Uranus and Pluto pull their trine exact once more, each parked at 3 degrees 31 minutes of its sign. Identical minutes on both ends. The 2 houses that trine spans in your chart get the strongest pass of the season. January 15th, 2027 brings the deepest rehit on the whole list. Uranus and Neptune, retrograde and near the bottom of their loops, slide back to the 2nd degree of Gemini and Aries and hold their sextile exact there, closer to the start of their signs than they stood at the July peak. 2 of the 4 doors swing wide a second time, almost back where they opened. Watch the houses that hold early Gemini and early Aries for you in the weeks around that date. Then the calendar does something better. In June of 2027, the basket reforms. June 6th, Uranus sextile Neptune, exact at 6 degrees 21 minutes. June 15th, Uranus trine Pluto at 6:52. June 28th, Neptune sextile Pluto at 6:37. Every pair of the remaining 3 planets, within 22 days, all crowded around the 6th degree. It is the July picture played again, 2 degrees on and 1 planet lighter. If 1 month of this window deserves a circle on your wall, it is that one. 3 of your 4 houses take a pass in a single month. Jupiter is the planet that leaves. By the window's first anniversary, it sits deep in Leo, out of range, and the 4-planet lattice becomes a 3-planet weave. But Jupiter is not finished with the group. On September 10th, 2027, from Virgo, it squares Uranus at nearly 10 degrees. That is the only friction date on the whole calendar. Every other beat is a trine or a sextile. One square in 30 months. 5 weeks later, on October 16th, Neptune and Pluto answer with their sextile, back at 4 degrees 45 minutes. The basket's original number, one more time. 2028 is the slow stretch. January 13th, Uranus trine Pluto at 6 degrees. March 30th, Uranus sextile Neptune. May 10th, the trine again, near 9. June 9th, Neptune sextile Pluto, also near 9. The three planets still answer each other, but the band that held them within 2.5 degrees a year earlier has stretched toward 5. Fewer hits, wider spacing, softer weave. This is what the closing of a window looks like from inside. Not a door slamming. A pattern that repeats at longer intervals each season until you notice it has stopped. Then the last page. In late September 2028, Jupiter comes back around, from Libra this time, on the far side of the wheel. September 24th, Jupiter trine Pluto at 6 degrees. September 28th, Jupiter opposite Neptune at 7. October 27th, Jupiter trine Uranus at 13. And on November 8th, Neptune and Pluto close the book with one final sextile at 6 degrees 29 minutes. 4 hits in 7 weeks, the same 4 planets that built the basket, one farewell lap. After that, the calendar goes quiet. Whatever began in your 4 houses across these 2 years is what you carry out of the window. One more personal layer before you file the list. The beats do not stand still in the zodiac. They started at 4 degrees and they migrate. Down to the 2nd degree in January 2027, up through the 6th in the June cluster, out to the 9th by 2028. So, if you have a natal planet anywhere from the 2nd to the 9th degree of a fire or air sign, one of these dates parks the whole weave right on it. Read your planet's degree, find the beat nearest that number, and you have the season the window singles you out. A planet at 6 degrees gets June 2027. A planet at 9 gets the 2028 passes. So how do you use a list like this? Not by bracing for events. A beat on this calendar does not drop something in your lap on the day. It tends to re-raise a theme in the houses it touches in the week or two around the date. So do one thing tonight. Pull up your chart, note which house holds 4 degrees of Leo, of Gemini, of Aries, and of Aquarius, and keep those 4 labels next to the dates below. Then live your life. When a beat arrives and something stirs in the matching room, a money question, a friendship shift, a door at work, you will know which season it belongs to. One line to keep. The Barbault Basket was never a single weekend. The weekend was the bell. The window is the concert, and now you hold its program. Part 1 told you what rang. This calendar tells you when it echoes through the end of 2028, date by date, in the same 4 houses of your chart. If you want those 4 houses drawn for you, the chart tool linked below does it from your birth details in about a minute. The peak passed. The window is just getting started.